This video presents an introduction to electronic warfare. Electronic warfare includes all actions in the entire electromagnetic spectrum to intercept, analyze, manipulate, or suppress the enemy's use of the spectrum and to protect friendly use of the spectrum from similar attack by an enemy to be considered an element of the technological aspect of strategy and an element of the combat power of the United States Armed Forces. The electromagnetic spectrum includes both the visible and invisible ranges, measured in megahertz, of the spectrum. The use of signals intercepting, locating, identifying, detecting, jamming, disrupting, deceiving, protecting, analyzing, and cryptanalyzing is electronic warfare. Electronic warfare can be used to provide intelligence or combat power such as jamming, disruption, or deception. Previously, electronic warfare was separate and distinct from the other aspects of cryptology and used mostly to describe the jamming and deception of radar devices during World War II. In this video discusses the usage of microwave radar. It is important to understand the basic fundamentals of how radar works in order to understand the decision-making steps that distinguished Allied and German technological policy during World War II. Radar is the radio transmitting and receiving of a signal that emits either a succession or constant flow of sharp, short bursts of radio frequency energy called pulses. When transmissions are short, successive pulses are referred to as pulse radar. By contrast, continuous wave radar transmits radio energy continuously. The Allied Model H-2S radar was pulse radar. The pulses are transmitted only along a line of sight path. This means there must be an unobstructed path from the radar antenna to its target. Radar is able to penetrate darkness, fog, and clouds. The pulses are reflected by dense objects like mountains, hills, buildings, bridges, ships, aircraft, and surfaced submarines in the path of the transmitted radio wave. The reflected pulse returns to the radar receiver as an echo. The larger and closer the object, the louder the echo. Under most circumstances, the radar receiver should then retrieve the pulse and measure the time required for the pulse to travel from the transmitter back to the receiver. This video discusses the chances of winning the next war by United States. The United States is by necessity now involved in a more economically and politically complex world into which it has been gradually forced by fortune and history, more so than by design, to serve as a world leader among nations. Maritime superiority is a basic element of any nation finding itself separated from its coalition by the two major oceans. It is a basic element of the defensive posture of the United States. To win on the modern battlefield, electronic warfare defined to include all actions conducted in the entire electromagnetic spectrum to intercept, analyze, manipulate, or suppress enemy use of the spectrum and to protect friendly use of the spectrum from similar attack by an enemy to be considered an element of the combat power of the United States Armed Forces.